Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to unpack insights from key sources to help you get truly informed. Today, we're stepping away from typical subjects and into the mind of Sherlock Holmes. Not just the character, but the thinking behind him. He was a master of observation, deduction, critical thinking, skills that can really change how you handle information, how you tackle problems.
Absolutely. It's amazing how much practical wisdom you can pull from fiction sometimes, isn't it?
So our mission today is unlocking those secrets. We're using Peter Bevelin's A Few Lessons from Sherlock Holmes as our guide. It pulls directly from Conan Doyle, but also medical insights, philosophy, really rich stuff.
It really is.
This deep dive, it's basically your shortcut to sharpening your own mind, cutting through the noise, spotting what matters, connecting the dots. You should be ready for some moments.
And it starts, interestingly, with the real person who inspired Holmes, Dr. Joseph Bell.
Ah, right, Doyle's professor.
Exactly. A clinical surgeon in Edinburgh. Doyle described him as a very remarkable man in body and mind. Bell wasn't just brilliant at diagnosing illness. He could apparently nail a patient's job, where they'd been, their habits, just from tiny clues, things Doyle saw firsthand.
And Doyle flat out said, "It is most certainly to you that I owe Sherlock Holmes." So it wasn't just a vague inspiration.
No, it was rooted in that diagnostic method.
Which connects to us, right? Because that medical approach, well, Professor McCrae pointed out, it's like everyday problem solving.
Yeah, he said something like, "We have such problems as part of our daily task.
Huh.
Our work may be regarded as much like that of the criminal detective."
So whether you're a doctor or fixing a car or figuring out a team issue, it's that same process. Observe the symptoms, gather the clues, interpret.
You have to actively engage, not just passively receive. And Holmes himself, he boiled down the ideal detective's toolkit to three things: observation, deduction, and knowledge.
Observation, deduction, knowledge. Got it.
Yeah, and he even critiqued another detective, Francois Leviard, saying he had observation and deduction, but lacked knowledge.
Which is interesting because...
Well, it suggests knowledge isn't just something you have, it's something you build. It's learnable.
Okay, so that's empowering for you, listening. These aren't superpowers.
Not at all.
They're skills. Observation, deduction, getting the right knowledge. Things you can actually develop with practice.
Deliberate practice, like building a muscle.
Right. Not fixed traits.
Exactly. And that idea of cultivating the right knowledge brings us to the brain attic, Holmes's famous analogy.
Oh, yeah, I love that one. The mind, as an attic, you need to furnish carefully.
Precisely. Stock it only with the tools useful for your work.
But how do you decide what's useful now versus, lumber you might need later? That seems tricky today with so much information flying around.
It is tricky. But Holmes was very clear about the danger of clutter. He said, a man's brain originally is like a little empty attic. A fool takes in all the lumber. The skillful workman is very careful indeed as to what he takes into his brain attic.
So useless facts aren't just harmlessly sitting there?
No, they actually get in the way.
Yeah.
They crowd out the useful stuff, make it harder to find what you need when you need it.
Oh, okay.
So knowledge, for Holmes, had to be definite and exact, and most importantly, useful for your goals. It's about being intentional.
So less about being a trivia champ, more about having a well-curated toolkit.
Exactly.
And not just deep in one area, right? Didn't Holmes, and especially his brother Mycroft, show the value of breadth, connecting ideas across different fields?
Yes, absolutely. Breadth of view, the interplay of ideas. Mycroft was like a central exchange, synthesizing info from everywhere.
Seeing the bigger picture.
Right. Claude Bernard, the physiologist, said something similar. Our divisions into sciences are not a part of nature. They're just how we organize things.
So if something isn't immediately vital, you don't necessarily need it crammed in your head.
You could put it in the lumber room of his library, know where to find it, but keep your main attic clear for the essentials.
That's a really practical way to think about managing information overload. Are you curating your brain attic, or just letting stuff pile up?
It's a fundamental shift, being proactive about what you learn and retain.
Okay, so attic curated. Next step, observation. This is where Holmes really shines and where maybe many of us stumble.
The classic line to Watson, "You see, but you do not observe."
Exactly. That gap between just passively looking and actively, intentionally noticing. Paying attention to detail, looking for meaning.
It makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Watson saw those stairs to their flat hundreds of times.
But couldn't say how many steps. 17, wasn't it?
17. Holmes knew because he observed. He paid attention.
Yeah.
It wasn't about better eyesight. It was about focus, intent.
And that other great example, the dog in Silver Blaze.
Ah, yes, the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime.
The clue wasn't what the dog did,
It was what it didn't do. It didn't bark.
implying it knew the visitor, noticing an absence. That's subtle.
Very. And it highlights that observation is a skill you train. Dr. McCrae mentioned Kipling's Kim, practicing observation till it's done perfectly.
Repetition, practice.
It helps you see the endless significance of trifles. Those tiny details often hold the key.
So for you listening, it's about consciously shifting gears from just seeing to observing.
Maybe try it. Pick something mundane, like your keys, and find 5 details you never really noticed before. It trains your brain.
Good exercise.
Yeah.
We can all become someone upon whom nothing is lost, with method, thoroughness,
There's a big but.
bias. First impressions?
Exactly. Holmes constantly warned about that. Appearances deceive.
He mentioned a terrible murderer who looked like a mild-mannered Sunday school young man.
And the most winning woman he knew, hanged for poisoning 3 kids.
Wow. A stark reminder. Don't let charm or your own assumptions warp our judgment.
Our feelings can really cloud the facts.
Louis Pasteur had a great quote on that, didn't he?
He did. The greatest sign of an ill-regulated mind is to believe things because you wish them to be so.
Oof. Intellectual honesty. Confront the facts, even uncomfortable ones. Especially today, maybe.
Absolutely critical. Don't just seek confirmation for what you already believe.
Okay, so we've observed carefully, hopefully without bias. Now, deduction. Turning those facts into a coherent picture.
Holmes's inductive method. Collect facts, hypothesize, test, verify, and crucially, start with an absolutely blank mind. No theories too early.
Because that's a trap, right? Theorizing before you have the data.
A huge trap. Dr. Bell saw it all the time, too. Holmes said, "It is a capital mistake. Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts."
We force the evidence to fit our idea instead of letting the evidence shape the idea.
Yes, and Holmes thought the grand thing was reasoning backward.
Not just predicting what will happen, but figuring out what must have happened.
Exactly. Working from the result back to the cause, based purely on the evidence.
That's a different way of thinking. But what about information overload? Holmes mentioned too much evidence. How do you sift?
Ah, the art is separating the incidental from the vital, noise from signal.
Which ties back to testing your ideas rigorously.
Definitely. If a theory disagrees with the facts, it is wrong, period, no matter how neat it looks.
Like Pasteur suggesting you test remedies by seeing what happens if you do nothing, a control group.
It's that kind of rigorous testing. Until, as Holmes said, every link is now in its place and the chain is complete.
And you have to be willing to ditch your favorite ideas if the facts go against them, like Darwin.
Right. Darwin committed to abandoning any hypothesis, however much beloved, if facts opposed it.
And Thomas McCrae emphasized that honest reckoning of our mistakes is how we really learn.
You have to face errors to get better. It's not about being perfect.
So what if you've tested, you've reckoned, you've eliminated everything plausible?
Then you hit Holmes's ultimate principle. When all other contingencies fail, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Systematically ruling things out until only one possibility is left, even if it seems wild.
It's a powerful process,
Mhm.
often linked to Occam's razor via Charles Sanders Peirce. Check for simpler explanations first.
Keep it simple if you can.
But with a caveat. Georges Cuvier warned against oversimplifying complex things, ignoring how systems connect.
So it's a balance. Simple, but not too simple. When is something complex versus just complicated?
That's the judgment call, isn't it? Finding that sweet spot.
But Holmes also had that paradox. The stranger something is, the less mysterious it might be.
Yeah, the more bizarre a thing is, the less mysterious it proves to be. Singularities, unique details, they stand out. They give you traction.
Whereas commonplace, featureless crimes are harder because there's less to grab onto.
Exactly. Anomalies are clues. Don't dismiss the weird stuff too quickly.
Okay, so beyond observation and deduction, there's understanding people, human nature.
Holmes knew human nature is a strange mixture, he always asked. What is in their interest to do? Look at the motives, incentives.
That feels crucial for navigating, well, life. Like in The Adventure of the Copper Beaches, with that job offer that was too good.
Right. The suspiciously high pay.
Holmes immediately suspected something was up. Why pay so much? What were they really buying? Compliance. Silence.
It taught him to look under the surface. So for you, listener, it means asking, why is this person saying this, doing this? What are their stakes?
It can totally change how you see an interaction, can't it?
Definitely. It prompts you to consider underlying currents, not just surface behavior.
But figuring all this out takes time. Patience was huge for Holmes.
Oh, absolutely. He'd go for days,
Yeah.
turning it over, rearranging his facts, looking at it from every point of view.
The famous three-pipe problem, needing that block of focused, uninterrupted thinking, deep work,
And sometimes the best tactic was walking away.
taking a break.
Yeah. Holmes said a change of work is the best rest. He'd turn to chemistry or his violin.
Let the subconscious chew on it.
Pretty much. Come back fresh, unbiased. Avoid racing an engine until it racks itself to pieces.
We've all done that, haven't we? Just hammering away at a problem.
Totally. Holmes gives us permission to step back, let the brain breathe. The answer might come from perspective, not just more effort.
That's valuable permission. And he gave us practical tools, too. Empathy, for one.
Yes. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Really imagine how you would act in their situation. Intellectual role-playing,
Helps you grasp motives, predict actions.
then collaboration, even just talking at someone.
Like Watson, his whetstone.
Right. Holmes said, nothing clears up a case so much as stating it to another person, even if they don't say much back.
Thinking aloud.
The act of articulating your thoughts forces clarity. It encourages you to seek out sounding boards, verbalize your process.
Like teaching something helps you understand it better. And combining different lines of thought, they eventually meet near the truth.
Hopefully. And finally, embracing limitations, continuous learning.
Knowing what you don't know. Benjamin Jowett said, the best physician is the most conscious of the limitations of his art.
And Holmes admitted his own blunders. Said, the greatest is he who can recognize and repair them. It's about fixing errors, not pretending they don't happen.
And always learning. Education never ends, Watson. It is a series of lessons with the greatest for the last.
That constant striving. It makes you better, more efficient, keeps the mind agile.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered a ton. From Dr. Bell's inspiration to the brain attic.
Meticulous observation, careful deduction.
Understanding motives, the need for patience, collaboration, learning from mistakes. It's a whole framework for thinking.
Derived from fiction, but incredibly practical.
So for you, listening, embrace these lessons. Don't just think of them as for solving crimes.
Apply them to your daily flood of information, to challenges at work, to understanding people better.
Start small. Observe one thing more closely today. Question one assumption. Maybe take 5 minutes of three-pipe thinking before you react to something.
And remember that point about noticing what's missing or what seems out of place.
Right, like the dog not barking.
So there's that old saying, when you hear hoofbeats behind you, don't expect to see a zebra. Lean towards the probable.
Good advice. Common things are common.
But don't be so focused on the horses that you miss the occasional zebra. Keep your eyes open for that telling anomaly, the detail that doesn't quite fit. It might be the key.
Great final thought. Keep an open mind for the unexpected. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the mind of Sherlock Holmes. Keep observing, keep deducing, keep learning.
Until next time.